Go.
Good day, ma'am. We are the group 3 and now we are here to present to you the solutions on exercise J and the problems on related rates. I am John Kit Cartesiano and I will be presenting the answer on number 7 on exercise J. So the question number 7 is, make the curve y is equal to ax raised to 4 plus bx raised to 3 and cx raised to 2 plus dx plus e. Pass through the point 1, negative 8. B, the tangent to the line y is equal to 11x minus 5 at point 1, 6 and have a critical point at 0, 3. So the answer is the curve y is equal to ax raised to 4 plus bx raised to 3 plus cx raised to 2 plus dx plus e is required to pass through the point 1 and negative 8. And b, tangent to the line y is equal to 11x minus 5 at point 1, 6. This implies that point 1 and negative 8 and point 1, 6 must both be points on the curve, which contradicts the definition of a function, as a function cannot be more than have one y value for a single x value. Additionally, we attempted to graph. If we attempt to graph this function, it would fail the vertical line test because there would be at least 2 points intersecting at the same vertical line, aside from 1 and negative 8 and 0.16. Therefore, this problem has no solution. Next, problem number 8. And
Okay, so I am Rialfe M. Casinelio, and this is the question number 8. Make the curve y is equal to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d pass through the point 0 and 1 and negative 3 and 7 and have a critical point at negative 1 and 3. The solution is to make the curve y is equals to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d pass through the point 0 and 1 and negative 3 and 7 and have a critical point at negative 1 and 3. First is, let's see the equation when the curve passes through 0 and 1. So when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1, we have d is equal to 1. Second, when the curve passes through negative 3 and 7, when x is equal to negative 3 and y is equal to 7, we have 6 is equal to negative 27a plus 9b minus 3c. And then, the curve has a critical point at negative 1 and 3. So, when a critical point at x is equal to negative 1, this implies two things. First is y of negative 1 is equal to 3, and second, the derivative of y prime of negative 1 is equal to 0. So condition 1, when y of negative 1 is equal to 3, substituting when x is equal to negative 1, y is equal to 3, we have 2 is equal to negative a plus b minus c. And then condition 2, y prime of negative 1 is equal to 0. So from the given equation y, the derivative of it is equal to 3ax squared plus 2bx plus c. Substituting the x is equal to negative 1 and y prime is equal to 0, we have 3a minus 2b plus c is equal to 0. So, given the equations na atong nakuha sa different points, we can solve the system of equations from the equation 2, equation 3, and equation 4. So from the equation 2, we have negative 27a plus 9b minus 3c is equal to 6. Equation 3, we have negative a plus b minus c is equal to 2. Equation 4, we have 3a minus 2b plus c is equal to 0. So by solving for a, b, and c using a scientific calculator, we find that a is equal to negative 1, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to negative 5. And we have a d from the given equation 1 that is equal to 1. So our equation of the curve is y is equal to negative x cubed minus 4x squared minus 5x plus 1. Next.
So, good day everyone. I am Crystal Dugaduga, and now we will be answering question number 9 in exercise J. So, the question is, make the curve y equals ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d pass through the point 0, 3 and 1, 2, a point of inflection with a horizontal tangent. So, here is the solution. So to find the coefficients a, b, c, and d for the curve y equals ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, so that it passes through the point 0, 3 and has a point of inflection with a horizontal tangent at 1, 2, we can use these conditions to form equations based on the values of y, the derivative of y, the first derivative of y, and the second derivative of y at these points. So we need to undergo 3 steps. So the first step is when the curve passes through 0, 3. So when x is 0 and y is 3. So simply mag-substitute rata diri na part sa given na equation of a line. So 3 is equals to a, substitute the 0 plus raised to the power raised to 3 plus b, substitute 0, then squared plus c, substitute 0 plus d. So na-result siya into d is equals to 3, which mo na siya ang atoang equation number 1. So next step is the curve has a point of inflection at point 1, 2 with a horizontal tangent. So for the point 1, 2 to be a point of inflection with a horizontal tangent, 3 conditions must be met. So first one is the value of y at x is equals to 1 should be 2. So y of 1 is equals to 2 when x is equals to 1 and y is equals to 2. So simply substitute, then it makaresult na ta into negative 1 is equals to a plus b plus c, and muna siya ang ato ang equation number 2. Next condition, the first derivative at x is equals to 1 should be 0, giving the horizontal tangent. So the first derivative of y of 1 is equals to 0. So the first derivative of 3ax squared plus bx plus c. So basically, substitute lang gihapon. So mag-result na siya into 3a plus 2b plus c is equals to 0, and that is our equation number 3. The third condition is the second derivative at x is equals to 1 should also be 0, confirming a point of inflection. So the second derivative of y of 1 is equals to 0. So it results into 6ax plus 2b. So simply substitute, then ma-result na ta into 6a plus 2b equals 0. Then, as what you have noticed, pwede siya ma-simplest form. So, munang ma-result into 3a plus b is equal to 0. And the last step is solve for the system of equation. So a plus b plus c is equals to 1, which is our equation number 2. 3a plus 2b plus c equals 0, our equation number 3. 3a plus b equals 0, our equation number 4. So equation number 3 in terms of A. So 3A plus B equals 0. Then bali na to ang 3A to get the value of B. So B is equals to negative 3A. So substitute na to ang B equals negative 3A to equation 1 and 2. Then ma-result na siya into C equals negative 1 plus 2A. Dayon, if ato na sa siyang i-substitute sa equation number 2, ang B equals negative 3A ug ang nakuha na to nga value sa C which is negative 1 plus 2A, ma-result na siya into the value of A which is A equals negative 1. So as what you can see, substitute lang yun to, no? Then next is, gamito na sad nato ang atong na come up nga value sa A which is negative 1 back to find the B and C. So B is equal to negative 3A, so substitute negative 1. So which resulted into B equals 3. So nakita na to ang value sa B, then next ang ato na pong pangitawon ang value sa C. So basically, substitute lang nato ang value sa A, makuha na to nga ang value sa C is negative 3. And ang atong value sa D is nakuha na to sa una natong solution or una natong equation which is D equals to 3. So kanang our value of A is negative 1, B is 3, C is negative 3, and D is equals to 3. Thus, the equation of the curve is the final answer, which is y is equals to negative x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x plus 3. So let's proceed to problem number 1.
So again, good day everyone, and especially to ma'am. So we are now on the problems and related rates. So question number one. A pebble is dropped into a calm pond, causing ripples in the form of concentric circles as shown in the figure. The radius r of the outer ripple is increasing at the rate of 1 foot per second. When this radius is 4 feet, at what rate is the total area A of the disturbed water increasing? Here is the solution. So, step 1 is relating the area to the radius. The total area A of the disturbed water is the area of the outer circle, which depends on the radius r. The area of a circle is given by the formula A is equal to pi r squared. Then, differentiate with respect to time. To find rate, to find the rate at which the area is increasing, we need to differentiate A is equal to pi r squared with respect to time, t using the chain rule. So, dA over dt is equal to 2 pi r dr over dt. Then here, dA over dt is the rate at which the area is increasing, and dr over dt is the rate at which the radius is increasing. So step 2 is substitute the known values. We are told that the radius is increasing at a rate of dr over dt is equal to 1 foot per second, and we are asked to find the rate of change of the area when the radius r is equal to 4 feet. So substituting these values into the equation, so we can say that dA over dt is equal to 2 pi equals 2 pi times 4 times 1. So the the answer is dA over dt. So the area is increasing at a value of 8 pi, or approximately 25.13 feet per second. So sakto ko, 'di ba? So that would be all. Thank you.
So for the question 2, the air is being pumped into a spherical balloon at a rate of 4.5 cubic inches per minute. Find the rate of change of radius when the radius is 2 inches. We are given the air that is being pumped into a spherical balloon at a rate of dV over dt equals 4.5 cubic inches per minute. And we need to find the rate of change of the radius, which is dr over dt, when the radius is 2 inches. So first, we have to relate the volume to radius. So volume is equals to 4 over 3 pi r cubed. And then, to differentiate with respect to time, dv over dt equals 4 pi r squared times dr over dt. Then after having this equation, we have to solve for dr over dt. So dv over dt is equals to 4.5 and r is equals to 2. And then we have to substitute this to the equation. So 4.5 is equals to 4 pi, substitute 2 to the power of 2 times dr over dt. And then 4.5 is equals to 16 pi times dr over dt. That makes our dr over dt equals to 4.5 over 16 pi, which is equal to 9 over 32 pi, or approximately 0.089 inches per minute. So the rate of change of the radius when the radius is 2 inches is 9.32 pi inches per minute, or 0.089 inches per minute. So that's correct.
So for question number 3, we have a problem. An airplane is flying at an elevation of 6 miles on a flight path that will take it directly over to a radar station. Let S represent the distance, which is measured in miles, between the radar station and the plane. If S is decreasing at a rate of 400 miles per hour, when S is 10 miles, what is the velocity of the plane? So to solve that problem is, first we need to set up the relationship between variables. So we name the variables. Let X be the horizontal distance from station to the ground beneath the plane, H, which is the elevation, and S, obviously the distance between station and the plane. So by Pythagorean theorem, we have S squared equals x S squared equals x squared plus h squared. So we substitute, we got S squared equals x squared plus 36. Now we differentiate it with respect to time. So 2 2s times the quantity of ds over dt is equal to 2x dx over dt. So we factor out the 2 there, so it becomes 2 times ds over dt is equal to x times dx over dt. So third, we need to solve for dx over dt. So we all know that s is equal to 10 miles and ds over dt is equal to 400 miles per hour. So first is we need to solve for x. So going back to the Pythagorean theorem, we now have 10 squared is equal to x squared plus 6 squared. So simple algebra it all. So we got 8 is equal to x. And now we need to substitute everything from the differentiation part. So it becomes 10 times negative 400 is equal to 8 dx over dt, becomes negative 4,000 equals 8 dx over dt. So simple algebraic skills, it becomes dx over dt is equal to negative 500 miles per hour. Thus the velocity of the plane is 500 miles per hour towards the radar station.